Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking all about micarta. So we hear a lot about micarta, but a lot of people act like this is a miracle type of material or something. Oh, it's fantastic, but is that true? And we're going to talk about that today and tell you what exactly the benefits of this material is, and some of the history of it, how to maintain your micarta, and a little bit more. Always a little bit more. And so if you'd like to hear more about micarta, go ahead and check out the video. All right, welcome back to the fortified castle, and today, really interesting video. You're going to enjoy it. I know you are. We're going to talk about micarta. We're going to give you the facts about micarta, and tell you about its advantages and disadvantages. And before we do that, I just want to say hi to all my viewers. Bonjour, privet, guten tag, hola, ciao, konnichiwa, and good day, mate, to my foreign viewers. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And let's get right into this. So micarta is defined as a composite material that is a thermoplastic. Thermoplastic. What the heck is that? Well, we're going to talk about it. And they take some type of medium, a composite medium, and layer it with a resin. That could be linen, that could be paper, that could be fiberglass, it could be carbon fiber, it could be denim, it can be burlap. Any really medium you want to put into it, you can put into it. And they take that and layer it, and then they put it under high heat and high pressure. So it's not simply a material placed into resin. Like if you were making a table and you wanted to create a cavity, put resin in it, and have different items in there, like coins or something. It's not like that. Okay, so same basic idea, but the material is created under high pressure and high heat, and that's what really gives micarta its fantastic characteristics. Micarta is an inorganic material, so it's not wood. Wood is an organic material. Bone is an organic material. So this is a plastic type material that is formed by combining composites in a resin of some type. There are a couple different types of resins that they will use to create the desired effect that they want in that. It's also non-porous. So this micarta is has tiny micropores. It's called microporous, and that's because the pores are so tiny. They're in the micron or nanometer range. As such, it's impermeable to water and in liquids. So think of Gore-Tex, right? So Gore-Tex has pores in it, but Gore-Tex is so fantastic because water can't penetrate those pores. It's so small, but it will breathe, and so it lets out the hot air underneath. And micarta acts that way. And so I think because it's microporous, it's highly resistant to shrinkage. So you're not going to see, like most materials, even the plastics that you see used in knives, like Delrin. Delrin will shrink, wood will shrink, bone will shrink, but micarta is highly resistant to that, and that's really attractive in a knife and adds to the longevity of the scale material in and of itself. So there are a lot of benefits to this material. You take G10, another very good material, very rugged and durable material, and you get it wet, it's kind of slippery. But micarta, for some reason, tends to feel more grippy when it's wet. And so it's a very good material for using outdoors in environments where it may get wet. In a hot environment, when you're out on the job and you're sweating in the high heat of the day, it's not going to seem slippery to you. It's actually going to seem more grippy. And that's one of the fantastic characteristics of micarta. Micarta resists scratching. And it's a good insulator, so it feels warm. And that's one of the things we like about wood and bone, is that warm feeling we get when you use it. It's very comfortable to use, and micarta mimics that very well. It's extremely lightweight, and so it's great for use in knives where you want to produce a knife that is 2-3 ounces, very easy to use. It's a great material for that. It holds up better than wood or bone, of course, and most other materials. However, I think micarta is better than G10, but G10 is stronger than micarta. It's a stronger material. But I don't think G10 has all the advantages that we're talking about here. So overall, I think micarta is a better material, even though it's not as strong as G10. You're talking increments here. So micarta is incredibly strong, just the way it is. So, G10 stronger, but you're talking, incrementally stronger. One of the great things about micarta is it's impervious to liquids, meaning it's not going to soak into the material. So if you were to take wood and set it in water, or bone, and set it in water, it's going to expand. It's going to soak that water and liquid into the material, expand, possibly crack, and it's vulnerable to liquids. Micarta is not. And so why do people oil it? Well, oiling micarta will give it a little bit of a sheen. It looks attractive, but it doesn't absorb that oil. And what you'll find when you oil micarta is it's going to come right back out. So if you're oiling micarta and you put a knife in your pocket, that oil is going to come out in your pocket. You'll also feel it on your hand as it sweats this oil back out of the micarta. It'll get dirty, so it'll darken with moisture. It won't penetrate. It'll darken. It'll go in only so far, and then it'll stop. And so it'll like a natural material like this will darken some, but it's also easy to clean. So you can use soap and water. Some people use alcohol. All you have to do is take an abrasive type of material and use soap and water, and the dirt and grime and oils will come right off this. It won't be exactly like it is brand new, but it'll bring back most of the color to the micarta. And if you're just worried about keeping it clean, you know how grit and grime gets on your knife and builds up over time. It can feel tacky. It can make your knife more slippery. And you can clean that off with just soap and water, or you can use like alcohol or any other cleaner, really. On the micarta, it's not going to hurt it. So, really cool thing about micarta, I think. I think this is just, I love burlap micarta, and it has that old time feel to it. And if you look at uh, wood next to micarta, I think you could see it looks kind of like wood. It has that the dark color and gives you that feel of wood without having all the detractors of wood. And it also can look like bone. So, micarta, if you look at these two, it kind of looks like bone. And I think we're naturally drawn to that, because we like bone and wood. And so these micartas, kind of look like that, or can. And the other advantage is they can be made to look very attractive. This is a really cool pattern put into the knife. It's almost limitless, the things that you can do. You have a denim micarta here that looks really cool. Not only that, this looks good, so it kind of looks like a gent's knife almost. And that just looks really good. But not only does it look really good, it feels good. It's grippy, and it's not going to come out of your hand, and that's pretty nice. This linen micarta right here um, has not been smoothed out, and it feels kind of fluffy. So as you rub your hand over it, it's like rubbing your hand on a pair of jeans. You can feel like that cotton feel to it, and it's really nice. It feels great, and it looks great, and it gives you a really good grip too. And these are all the great advantages of micarta that it brings to the table. It's a fantastic material, but it's not a new material. So a lot of times we think of micarta, came out around 2005, started getting popular. It's an old material. Micarta was invented in 1910 by George Westinghouse, and it was used as electronic insulator. And so, it doesn't transmit electricity um, very well, and so it was a great insulator. It's resistant to high temperature, which you can get when you have a lot of power coming through a line, and so it was a perfect insulator. It was first used in cutlery, kitchen cutlery, kitchen handles. And another advantage, I think I already talked about it, but if I didn't, is micarta. If you take like a linen micarta and you can polish that down to a very, very high sheen. And if you take that linen and you make it black, it can almost look like ebony. It can be so smooth and so high of a sheen. And so, that's beneficial in these handles on your kitchen cutlery. They are always shiny. Um, the main distributor of this material is Norplex Micarta, one of the largest in the world. They're the main supplier in the United States. They use different resins, phenolic resin, epoxy, and melamine, which the different type of resins are used in different combinations to achieve different results in what you're trying to produce. One thing I say before I close out is knowing what this is. It's a composite material, linen, burlap, whatever, in resin. Uh, a lot of people have produced their own micarta handles. So I think that's fine. It's very attractive. You can use it in a knife, but it is not equivalent to this micarta right here, because this is produced with those materials, but under high pressure and high heat. And so the high pressure and high heat is really what makes this so strong and durable a material. And you're just not going to achieve that at home, producing, some micarta at your house. So cool thing to do, but it's not really the same as this micarta right here. So let me see. I told you how to maintain it. The homemade stuff is not as good. I think that's about all I have to cover on micarta. I hope you found this really interesting. Really would appreciate you liking, sharing, or commenting on the video. That'll help me out tremendously. And thanks again, guys. I really appreciate your support. Really, really do.